All right, guys, we've been getting a lot of questions about a dog running out of an open door if you're trying to carry groceries in, if you decide to leave the door open on a pretty day, whatever it is. So we got Ghost here. We just got him in maybe 20 minutes ago. I haven't done anything with him yet. The only thing I've done so far is getting him sized for the training collar. If you're not comfortable with these collars, you do not have to use them. This is what we prefer to use. Personal preference is a Herm Sprenger prong collar, but it is not required. We just find it makes things a little bit easier for you and the dog. But again, it is not required to do this. But we're gonna go in and get started and teach you how we do it. So now that we're ready to get started, and I have the collar leash in hand, the first thing I do is I bring him up to the threshold. That's the line of the floor, basically. At this point, I want to give a sound. You can use any sound you want. You can give a verbal command if you prefer. I prefer sound. But when I give the sound, all I expect from him is just some type of acknowledgement. I don't need him to give me a good stare down. I don't need him to sit down or lay down. Nothing too fancy here. Just acknowledge I exist in some way. If he does not acknowledge me, I give a tug on the leash. You know, don't take his hat off. Just a little tug on the leash here. Just let him know that sound means I want your attention, or I will tug on your leash. That's all I'm asking right now. So I give my sound, and he looked at me. That's good enough for now, so I don't need much. And if he did not do that, again, I would have tugged. Not hard, just a little tug his attention. Now I just want to walk him back and forth a few times and do the same thing at this threshold every time I come up to it. So I give my sound, tug if needed. So I walk him away from the threshold. Walk him back towards it, give the sound. And again, he acknowledged me, so he avoids the tug. Then I do it again. Again, not looking for much, just some type of acknowledgement. And one more time for good measure. There we go. So at this point, I want to start working on actually dropping the leash and walking out of the house. But I don't know this guy, so I just met him 20 minutes ago. So I don't trust him by any means not to actually run away from me and get hit by a car. So for safety precaution, I'm going to hook him up. So what I have here, again, this is just for safety. This is a 15-foot line. You don't have to use that length, use whatever you're comfortable with. I tied it to our rail here. Again, this is just a tie out just for safety. If you don't have something like this, you could use a heavy piece of furniture. You can use a door handle. I mean, anything you think of. Again, this is just for safety because, again, I don't know this guy. He could take off. Who knows? So this is just safety. So I put the little leash. I loop it through the handle. Clip it to itself. Maybe. There we go. Got it clipped on. So now, unless something malfunctions, he's not going to get away from me. So now I'm going to go up to the door and do the same thing that I've been doing. My first shot here. So again, I walk up to the threshold, give my same sound I've been doing, tug if needed. So I walk up here, and then he acknowledged me, so again, he avoids the tug. So try one more time before I actually try to drop the leash and leave. So I walk up here, give my sound, he acknowledged me. So at this point, I drop the leash, and when I leave, he's most likely going to follow me out. At that point, as soon as I see him step away, I give the sound. If he looks at me, again, we're good. I'll just try to get him back in here any way I can. If he does not look at me, again, there's a leash, I'll pick it up, give a gentle tug, and use the leash again to get him back in the house. So he acknowledged me, he stopped. So now let's try to get back in here. I can use the leash if I need to. Get him in however I need to do it. And then I repeat. So again, I gave the sound, he acknowledged me. I gave the sound, he did not acknowledge me that time. So now, I grab the leash. Again, don't take his head off. Just a tug for ignoring me. Then use the leash, get back in there. Bring it back in, and I repeat. And then he's doing good, so instead of me pushing it, instead of trying to leave it in, come back in the house. So this way to make it a little bit easier for him, so that he at least did one good one. And I try to leave again. All right, so now we're gonna do it again. Same exact thing. Walk him up here, give my sound. He acknowledged me, drop the leash, now I'm gonna try to leave. Gave my sound as he approached, he stopped, so we're good now. And then I can try maybe a little bit further this time. He did good, so I come back in. Again, just so he can get one good successful one, so he starts figuring out what I'm asking of him. And he's still hanging out there waiting, so it looks like he's gonna do good, so I'll try it again. So he came out, gentle tug, and then bring him back in. And then repeat. Now that I got him to the point where I can actually walk down my sidewalk and even leave eyesight, that shows a pretty decent level of understanding. He's at least getting the basic idea of what I'm asking, which is not much. The only thing I'm asking is simply don't go out my front door. I'm not asking him to sit, I'm asking him to stay, lay down. For the most part, he can do anything he wants in this general area except leave. So now if I wanted to sit down on the couch and watch TV, so we try to leave. I gave my sound, he ignored me. I calmly walk over here, hug for ignoring me, and I bring him back in. And then repeat again. But again, the idea is he can do anything he wants here, except leave my house. So again, that way if I had kids here and they wanted to run in and out for whatever reason, if I just wanted to leave my door open, I gave my sound, he stopped. So I'm good now, that's all I'm asking. But this way, I can watch TV, I can read a book, I can play with the kids, and if I want to leave my door open for whatever reason, I can now. If I'm bringing groceries in and out of the house, whatever it is. I'm not asking much, I'm just asking him not to run away from me. That's really about it.